So this is what I've set up here. I mainly go for 15 minutes because I only go for 30 minute one is a really low volatility volatile market, but I look for a volatile market to trade on with this strategy. So first of all, I have this setup. I have my I'm going to remove everything and I'll set it back so that you guys can see the actual setup. All right, and I'm going to remove this as well. So you have this blank chart. What you want to do, you're going to use trend view for it. You go here for your indicator. The first thing you want to look for is for a simple moving average. So you choose your simple moving average, and then you choose your moving average exponential. And then the third one you want to choose is your BB percentage. You won't find this on MT4, but you should be able to find it on TrendView. So that's going to be a Bollinger Band, the percentage B. That's the one you want to select as well. So once you have those three, those three should be enough for this strategy. So once you have those three, what you want to do is you want to go to the setting on your BB percentage. And what you want to do as an input, you want to put the length is going to be 40, and you leave this as 2, and pretty much that's it. You don't need to change anything else, and you just press OK. Set it up the way you want. I like having it this way. So pretty much once you set your BB percentage, now you go to your moving average, your simple moving average, and then you want to set this to 7. You want to choose as a red one. This is going to be the red one. I'll put it a little bit thin, and then I'll choose the exponential moving average. I'll set this one to green. I'll go to input, and I will set this one as well to 7. And I make sure that I have those 3 on my chart. So once I'm set with all these 3, if you didn't get the setup, let me know. I'll repeat it back to you. The next thing I want to add is my Bollinger Band. So I'll select Bollinger Band, and I'm also going to set it up as well. So you want to go to your Bollinger Band. You want to choose length 40, and you want to leave this to 2. You want to press OK. Normally this is all you need, but I'll go back to it and add, just change the design. I don't like the look. So what I'll do is here, I'm going to let this one then. The upper one, I'm going to make it this. I don't want to see that. Yeah. So, and then the middle one, I'll just make it a little bit thin, not that much. Yeah. All right. So that at least I can see my chart, but I'll know that my Bollinger Band is actually there. So pretty much that's all you need. Or this is all the setup right there, and this is the setup for your Bollinger Band percentage. And when to enter the market, you want to see 3 different confirmation before you get into the market actually. And what I like to see is this is a from 100 to 0. So this is from 1 to 0 completely. So this is going to be from 0.5. This is the middle lane, 0.5. So what I like to do here on this Bollinger Band percentage, I want to put a trend line on that middle lane. That's price line. I don't need to draw this on the chart. All right, what you can do, you can manually do it. It's going to stay on it as well, though, so you don't have to worry. So what you will want to kind of do is to have this in the middle there, and you want to drop it at. So once you drop this, you want to come back to it and change the price where it's sitting at right now. So you want to make sure that it's sitting at 0.05. Sorry, not 0.0, 0.05. So you want to make sure that this trend line is actually sitting right there. You can see it here, 0.05. That's the middle. That's some type of support and resistance level. So whenever the market starts trending, especially in the strong uptrend, it's going to kind of consolidate at this level. After this consolidation, we might see a break. After this consolidation, we might see a break or a reversal. So, but this is not the setup I'm looking for. This is just to show me that you can actually see that we're having consolidation around this level there, which is showing up here. And this one, if you don't want to have it, you can still have the Bollinger Band, which is also already in the same thing. But I like having this as well here. So pretty much what I look for when it comes to this strategy, after I set everything up the way I like it, let me make sure that I'm not missing anything else. All right, nothing is missing actually. All right. So first, like I was saying, I have my BB percentage right here. I have my Bollinger Band here in the middle, and this Bollinger Band, this is the properties. It's going to be a 40, and then I have it. You can design it however you want. And I have my EMA 7, which is the green one, and I have my moving average 7 as well, which is the red one. So why do I have the EMA 7 and the moving average 7? Because whenever I see a cross on those two moving average, then there is a change in the direction of the price. Why? Because I use the exponential moving average because it's very sensitive to price. That's why I use that's why I use it. Okay. I use it because it's really sensitive to price. Like an example here would be at this crossover right here, you can see that we have a strong change in the price. Although it can be kind of tricky when it starts crossing over here with those kind of uncertainty in that trend, but you don't want to be following it. When do I trust these two crosses? In when there is a strong upward movement or a strong downward movement. That's where I look to enter in a reversal trade. And when I look to enter in a reversal trade is when the price actually break through my Bollinger Band. The price actually need to burst through your Bollinger Band 40 average movement. So once you break through this Bollinger Band average movement right here, I'm looking to get into reversal. So here, let me show you something real quick.
Yo, bro.
Yeah, what's good, bro?
What's up?
Yeah,
So
man.
for your reversal, what are you
Yeah.
doing for a forex trade or a binary trade?
So actually, I use it both for binary and forex. So the way I use it for forex, I'm just scalping like few, like 10 to 15 pips when it comes to forex.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the way I use it for how do you call it, for binary is just going to be like a 15-minute trade or 30-minute trade. So pretty much like the example I was trying to show here. When you see this market here, let me see. Like at this here, you could have gotten at this level right there, but I wouldn't have gotten it. Where was what I'm going to look to get in will be right here when I see this cross. When I see this cross, although there was confirmation that the market started reversing because on this BB percentage right here, you can see that it started getting into this zone, into like when you see that it start getting back into from 0 to 1 right there, then obviously the trend is going to reverse. And pretty much that's where I look to get into. So I want to see at least a strong downward movement or a strong upward movement before I get into a reversal trade.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And then when I see my my EMA 7 and my EMA exponential moving average 7 crossing over at that strong downtrend movement, I really want to get in for that reversal and catch the reversal right there. And one of the nicest one that I like is like when I see it being like overbought at this level right there, especially on a 5-minute chart. You can use it on the 5-minute, on the 15-minute, on the hourly chart, but especially when I trade binary, I use it on a 5-minute chart. Some of the guys that I used to take this strategy, they use it on a 1-minute chart, but you really need to know how to execute exactly, so before you get stuck.
Yeah.
So like here, you can see that reversal came in nicely, and then after this, market being overbought, that was about maybe 45 minutes ago or something, nicely overbought, and then you can see that we have our moving average crossover at this level right there. Exactly around here. And if you also look at your candlestick pattern and stuff, you'll be able to know that there's some type of reversal coming in on this level, especially on this type of like upward movement candle right there. And then you see the market started dropping back into our zone here. So this is the type of setup that I want to see before I get into reversal trading. Yeah, pretty much, you know, you can see it here. That's a pretty simple strategy, and I have this in the middle here, like I said, you know, because I know the market is going to most likely consolidate around this area. You know, like this heavy consolidation here was just above this zone right there before the breakout. You know, but that wasn't a really strong breakout. That was like, you know, a small breakout, you know, for buyers to, you know, put in some more orders before going up to the, you know, to the buy side. So if I switch like to the 15-minute, let me switch, you know, to a more, let me see, let me go to the hourly. Let me remove all this. Yeah, when you come to this hourly here, although I'm pretty sure, you know, USDJPY was looking good for a sell since this morning, but you can see that this market actually pressed through our Bollinger Band at this level here. You know, that could have been one of the reversal trade that you could have looked to get into, and then we have our moving average cross at this level here. But you know, because today's, you know, was US holiday, so this market is just consolidating right there. So there is no strong reversal happening here, and then you can see this gap there. I don't know if this gap is going to be, you know, fade, but most likely we'll see what's going on from tomorrow. So pretty much, if you see here, you know, this one actually wasn't a nice one. That's why I actually use it on a lower time frame, because after this crossover on the sell side here, you know, if you went long, that would have been, you know, a nice trade. But right there, you would have been stacked. You know, you would have been stopped out because the market was on a strong uptrend. And although even you know, after those crossover, you can see like the market reversed for about 1 to 3 hours. Like, yeah, about 3 hours reversal. Would have booked, you know, probably few pips on those. Like I said, like I use it for, you know, trading 15 to 25 pips, but you can still use it on a bigger time frame, but you need to know when to execute actually. You can see this market being overbought right there, and then a sell-off started coming in. But most of the time, when you see that, when you see a strong oversold or overbought market at those levels, there's going to be at least a nice, you know, a nice reversal coming in. Especially when I see this type of, you know, market being super oversold or overbought, I know there should be a nice reversal coming in. You know, this level here, and then we can see that how the market reversed nicely. And then it came, you know, a little bit towards our resistance zone, which is right here. You know, it started trading below our resistance zone. So whenever I see that you know, it started putting in some reversal and then stop right and failed to break, I know we might have a, you know, a trend continuation to the downside. That's why you see here this trend continuation just went nicely, you know. And then the breakout here of this you know, resistance zone right there, you can see how this break, and then after the break we saw continuation of the trend all the way to this zone here. You know, another sell-off happening here. It wasn't nicely overbought, but another nice sell-off after we touch our Bollinger Band level right there. So, you know, like out of 10 trades, out of 10 easy trade that will be taken with this, you could nicely have about, you know, six good winners, you know, at least 4 losers. You know, this is Forex, you know, you can't be winning all the time. So the thing is to keep doing the same thing over and over again. But pretty much if you are just following this strategy, like I was saying, this was a nice uptrend. You know, keep trading your stop, and could be booking about, you know, 150 pips on this trade before we have, you know, another reversal coming in here. So what I used to do is I have like some type of other zone that I have drawn when it comes to Forex. I go deep into this Bulgarian percentage because most of the time Bulgarian is what can actually read price action easily than all other indicators around that you guys can see. That's why a lot of people have been using Bulgarian for any binary trading or any reversal trading, because it does read price a lot. And especially with the exponential moving average, the one that I have in here, the 7 exponential, it follows price a lot. And although this is a simple strategy that I use, but still you still have to look at what's going on in the into the market, looking at microeconomy news and all those stuff to be able to catch the move. I only use this for confirmation. I'm just using it to make sure that, okay, yeah, the market is about to put in some reversal when you are on the uptrend. Or if you don't want to wait for the reversal, what you pretty much can do, look at this here, you get stopped out right here. What you can do is use a CTL breakout strategy, which is something that I also use. You can draw your trend line and wait for the break of this trend line, because you already got stopped out right there, right? So now you know that the market is on a strong uptrend. So what you want to do is use a CTL breakout strategy. So you have the market coming here, testing it, coming back up, testing it again, and then you have a nice break. On the break, you have your crossover. So on this break, you want to now that's where you want to get in for a sell. On a CTL break, how I trade a CTL break, pretty easy. Breakout happen here, and the CTL break is like this. When you see the market on a strong upward movement like this, you want to draw your trend line, you wait for the break. You wait for the break. Where do I put my stop? This is going to be a perfect CTL right there. And that's on a 1 hour chart. My stop is going to be right above here. With a CTL break, that's sometimes you can have a 1 to 2, 1 to 4, risk to reward ratio, which is pretty nice, And my stop loss is going to be right above there, and then my entry level is going to be here. So you can see that this is going to be probably I'll get in on the next candle, because most of the time I want to see a nice confirmation. I won't get in on the very first breakout candle, so I'll probably get in on the next candle that's going to open right there, or maybe on the close of this candle, or somewhere in the middle. So it all depends on what I'm looking at. So let's say if I enter this market right there, let's suppose that this is your entry, and you're looking to book. Since we're on the hourly, you might be looking to book about 30 to 25 pips profit. This could have been a pretty nice risk to reward trade right there. Even if you were closing it around this previous resistance level here. This would have been a nice risk to reward ratio right there, about 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. Let's see. And I've just drawn there because there was some type of resistance there. So probably if I close it here, that would have been that's almost a 2 to 1. So this is pretty, this is also, like I was saying, you use the Bulgarian setup that I have. That's one setup for you to get into the market and catch the reversal. And then you get stopped out from that reversal. What you do is, obviously, is going to put in a CTL. Once this market starts putting in the CTL, all you want to do is to wait for the break of the CTL and enter into the market. Like here, this was a nice one. If you want, we can still go back and kind of look for another CTL break. This was another CTL break that was put in nicely here. You could have looked for those CTL on the 1 hour chart. I bet you get so many opportunities to trade this market. This is another CTL break. Where do you want to put your stop loss? You want to place your stop loss right above here. See? And then you don't want to, I don't mind getting, I don't care if I lose about 10 pips before the break. But for this one, this was a strong movement. So I would have maybe cut this trade around this level here. You know, I wouldn't have put my stop loss all the way up there, but I would have cut this trade around here because this would have been a, you know, a fast movement, because looking at this candlestick, that was a pretty fast movement. But although if you got a late entry on this trade, you see that this still went nicely. You know, that CTL break also worked nicely. It went nicely in the morning. Which you can see right there. You have your, if you're looking for about, let's say you exit at this level, but I wouldn't have put in this much risk. You know, this would have been almost a 1-to-1. My entry would have been, probably I'll put my stop loss above this you know, previous support level right there. You know, and then this would have been my trade after this breakout. But nicely, this went in the money. So pretty much, you know, if you are looking to trade with CTL break, look, another nice CTL break on the 1 hour chart. And like right now, what I'm doing is I'm actually focusing on actually one particular currency pair, which is USD/JPY, and is a big mover. So if you actually master it, how to trade USD/JPY, you don't even need to be looking at Euro USD, gold, or wherever, because this market moves a lot, and they actually follow a lot of patterns. Like UG follows a lot of patterns, like CTL breaks, you know, Bulege band, you actually respect it nicely. So if you want to do any manual trading, CTL breaks are pretty good. And then nice risk to reward, because your stop loss on this other CTL break would have been around this level, and your entry would have been here. So you can see your entry level, your stop loss, and then you can see probably your entry wouldn't have been on this candle, because I like getting on the next candle. So while this candle came and put in this week right there, I would have gotten on this week here, and then when I got in on this week, my stop loss would have been up there, my entry here, you know, profit target. If you went all the way to this, that would have been a 2-to-6 reward ratio. But probably my target would have been around this resistance here. You know, you can see some type of resistance around this level here. So I would have probably exited this trade around here, and you can see that this would have been also another nice execution on this CTL break. You know, the CTL break is not only on the sell side. You can see another one here, which was for the buy side, which went out nicely. So you just need to be patient and look for those CTL break in the market. You know, this is another nice CTL break here on this level. All right, bro, no problem, bro. I'll see you later.
All right, bro, later.
All right, take care. So this is another CTL break that you know, you can be booking some nice profit with it, and you execute this. Maybe your entry around this level here. You know, this is for the sell. Sorry. You know, but pretty much I hope you guys get what I mean by trading. Just I know a lot of traders who have been making a lot of money just using the CTL break. Those are strategies that I was using before, and I kind of forgot about them, and you know by learning so many different strategies. So I'm actually kind of focusing on this for my manual trading. So the people in on my group, yeah, I know we went through a lot. You know, there was some kind of bad week and stuff, but what I'm planning to do is focus on this one particular pair, and all we are going to trade is going to be the CTL break. So what I want you guys to do with me, those on the group, if you're on the call tonight, what we're going to do is we are going to draw those CTL. You know, we are going to have UG on our only focus on UG. We are going to have those CTL drawn. As soon as we see a nice CTL, we are going to draw the trend line. As soon as we get a break, we wait on the next candle to open, and then we go short on this trade. If it doesn't work out, we let it hit our stop loss. We wait for the next CTL. I promise you, once you just focus on trading with this strategy, you are going to bank a lot of money, guys. The thing is to focus on one particular strategy that works out nicely. You can see that this UG on the 1 hour are just putting CTL breaks on it. You can see here another CTL break right there. You know, on this UG here, another CTL break that went out nicely. Your stop loss around this level here. You know, you can see that CTL break, which was nicely executed. Stop loss here, entry will be on the next candle. Like I always said, I don't mind this move. If it's going to work out nicely, then you need to break and open the next. Okay, guys, listen. You don't want to have any fake breakout because you want to wait for the next hourly candle to open below the previous, the first candle that are actually break for the breakout. So once you break, you want to wait for the next hourly candle. Even if you have 45 minutes left before your entry, don't get any. Because this is how we can. Because I know I've done those mistakes before. I've been gotten in, and then as soon as I see the break, that this is not how to trade this. I actually have a here that I built just to trade this for me. So all I need to do is to draw my trend line, and as soon as the break happens, the year is going to wait on the next hourly candle to open. As soon as the next hourly candle open, you start putting some profits, you start trading the stock. And that's what I was working on all over this week. And I showed you guys, those who were on the call yesterday, I showed you some of the results. Today I tested it again, I back tested it, everything, and it's actually working perfectly. I'm just making sure everything is going to be fine and working great before we actually get into having everybody trade with it. Because what the trade copy we're using right now, we're having issue because I don't know, for some reason it's just sending too many trade alert or whatever, so the broker are getting annoyed with it and stuff. So I actually have my other account locked, but I'm working on it to get it back. And once I get it back, what I'm going to do is, for those guys who signed up with me, I'm going to back test everything on my live account, show you the result, and then send you an email with every instruction on how to use this CTL-Break strategy. I'm going also to send you a video about the Bullion Bank strategy. The Bullion Bank strategy is mainly for binary that I use it, so you guys could be also using for binary. Like I showed you, I have this recorded. You can go over it and see how I trade this. And if you focus on using this, the Bullion Bank strategy I showed you for binary, you'll be banking a lot of money. Just know when to execute it, and then once the year is done for the CTL-Break, I will send it to you guys, and you guys can run it on your side. Any update, I'll be sending any update to you guys on the year, but I'll have to back test it again and make sure it works. The strategy, we can all manually execute it for now. I know you guys signed up because you don't have time to be looking at chart and everything. That's why I'm trying to make everything easy for you guys and automated, so that we can work with it. We can be at work and make sure that we have our trend line drawn, and then as soon as the trade executes, we can close them manually. We just need the CTL-Break to execute the trade for us, the CTL-Break here to execute the trade, and then we close them manually. So pretty much that's what I'm working on for you guys. And if there is any question at all, anything, just shoot them to me. This wouldn't have been something I would have want to execute on it, but still it's going to be, would have been a nice CTL-Break as well. Although it was a pretty long uptrend movement, but the break was super nice. The break was nice. That was a nice break, and you could have booked. You see how this market went. Another pullback. What you do is, on this market, you close your trade. As soon as what I do is I will close my trade when I see that the market starts reversing. Once I see my crossover, and then I'll draw my line again for a re-entry. You want to wait again for another break, because this would have been maybe a 50% pullback. Let me show you with Fibonacci here. You can see that 50% pullback on Fibonacci. You see, that was a nice 50% pullback right there at this level. So after this 50% pullback, another breakout, and then you want to have your CTL-Break. As soon as the break happen, it's going to open the trade at the next open candlestick, in the next hourly candlestick, and then you can see how the market trend nicely. So guys, this is beautiful. The only thing is, I was working on so many strategies, but the only one that I actually trust and I want to work with is this strategy. Simple, easy to execute, easy to understand. Nobody need to go to 45 hours training for this strategy to be done nicely. Look at this market. There is no CTL-Break on it. Just leave it in. There will be another opportunity to come. You want to trade it. There is no CTL-Break. Just let it go. You want to be profitable. You don't want to mess up. That's the key, guys. And this could have been was going to look like a CTL-Break, but this market was kind of here, news and everything. Just stay away, because the CTL-Break wouldn't have executed nicely. What you could have done is support and resistance trading and stuff. but this would have been you trying to learn another strategy. But if you want to focus on this strategy, you can find a lot of opportunity. This is just on the hourly chart, so there is a lot of opportunity to catch up here. Let me see what's so. Yeah, I do understand, Rich. So that's what I'm trying to only focus on UG, and then see once my they restore my account, what we are going to do is, instead of like looking at too many charts and then trying to catch up the move and stuff, because most of the time, like, we have some good winning trade, but those losers, when they come in as well, and then let's say the day that we open some trade and then all of them end up to hit our stop loss, that's a disaster. And it was a pretty good strategy, working like fine, everything, like looking at many different pair, but looking at the risk to rewards, because once the market start being unstable, it start being dangerous, and me at this point, I don't want to blow anybody account, so that's why I stop everything at that point right there. I talked to Andrew, so he's also working on getting everything back, and I'm just coming back to my strategy, using the CTL break, looking at one pair for now. If I feel comfortable with that UG and I want to add another pair, I'll be back testing everything and see if it's very lucrative for the CTL break. Maybe we might have to look at two pairs, just in case we want to have more opportunities. But I think two or three pairs should be enough. But like just to avoid over trading, looking at too many pairs at a time, because the CTL break strategy, guys, that's a strategy that I'll be banking money for some of my guys and everything. This would have been a CTL break that would have drawn here, but would have got stopped out, because you see the market trended maybe 10 pips and then went back up, hit your stop loss, and then this is what stacks. After hitting your stop loss, it went back nicely in the morning. You would have maybe cutting the move around this level. After this pull back to this level, that is all about patience, guys. So pull back around this level here, and then pull back around this level, and now another CTL here right there, and then the break. You got stopped out here, and then the trade went nicely in profit. It hurt. You wait for another CTL break, nicely executed. Your stop loss above there. You make back the money that you lost, and with more profit. So pretty much, okay, I'm having trouble with your accent. Yeah, that's a CTL. C is like, yeah. Let me type it for you. Sorry for my French, guys. That's CTL breakout. That's CTL breakout strategy. I hope I had that strategy well written. I meant strategy. Okay, so I made a mistake right there. So pretty much that's CTL break. That's a CTL break strategy, and this is the strategy. It's simple, guys, and you don't need to know much about the market. You don't need to know much about what's going on in the market and everything. You see your setup traded, because even news will follow that CTL breakout. Because if that CTL went out nice, and let's say news happened, right? The news happened right there. You have your stop loss and take profit in place. And the news happened, and the market went probably this pip in the morning and started going back up. Already your TP would have been get hit at this level here, because you put your take profit around the previous support or resistance level. So your TP would have got hit before even if the market decide to do something different. If there is a trend continuation after the news, then you miss the CTL break. No trade was executed, so there is nothing to be worried about. And then you wait again. If not, historically we go back, we can see some more CTL. The CTL doesn't need to be nice at all. You just need to trend in one particular direction. For any buy, I'm looking for the buy CTL. I've showed you guys a lot of sell CTL trade. And this is going to be a buy one. The buy is going to be drawn from the top, to the downside. The sell is from the down to the upside. So this is a buy opportunity on a CTL trade, which went nicely in the morning. Look at this CTL. and let's say the breakout happened on this candle, you got in right there. Even if you got a late entry, this market still went nicely in the money. You would have gotten pips out of this. Another CTL break right there, you know. And looking at this market, the market is just repeating those CTL. If they don't happen, just let it go, you know. And my goal is to look at least 2 UG. I've been making sense with this strategy. So what I'm looking for is maybe another currency pair that's going to be pretty much consistent with this strategy. Yeah, I have this recorded. I only have 1 minute left, but I have this recorded. I'll throw it in the chat as soon as I upload it on YouTube. You should definitely go over this video if you want to be trading with this strategy. It's very simple. I went over the binary strategy that I use with Bullet Bench and the moving averages, and also I have it. I have the CTL break strategy. You use your trend view. All the setup was shown in the beginning of the video, and you should be able to set it up, trade. Or if you want to be a full-time trader, you can sit in front of the computer all day long, or just look at the chart, see 1 or 2 CTL break on. If you haven't took different currency pairs, draw them on it, let them execute. I have an EA that does it automatically for me, but I'm still working on it before I actually send it to you guys that sign up with me. Since actually we have an issue with the trade coffee, and once the main account is everything is solved, we'll be able to throw it out to you guys. But for the meantime, we are going to use that CTL break strategy. So you guys can have the same setup that I have in my chart for the CTL breakout for Forex and also for your binary trading. And anytime you see anything looking like the CTL breakout, you can just throw it in the chat, take a screenshot. Me or Andrew or one of the traders in the chat can say, yeah, that's a CTL breakout. Guys, let's get ready. Sell it as soon as the breakout happen, or buy it as soon as the breakout happen. So pretty much that is it, guys. I only have a few minutes left here. If you have any questions, just shoot them to me in the chat room or direct message. Yeah, you can actually use this strategy for Nadex as well. It's the same market. Forex is the same, pretty much the same market. The CTL break happen, you want to sell, look for a good strike price and sell it off. And most of the time, if I have time, I'll throw some of my own trade on binary on the chart, which is going to be from 30 minutes to 15 minutes to 30 minutes.